Hi, in this video we're going to talk about order of operations. Order of operations is important when you have math problems and a whole bunch of different mathematical operations, adding, subtracting, multiplying. We have to make sure that we do it in the correct order so that we get the correct answer. One way to help us remember the different order of operations, you might have heard of it before, is PEMDAS, or maybe you've heard of Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally. What it stands for, the P, is really parentheses, even brackets, any really sort of grouping symbol. You should always do what's inside those first until you can't combine them anymore. E stands for exponents. Multiplication and division, the M and the D, should actually go together. You should be doing multiplication and division at the same time from left to right. So whatever you see first as you read it from left to right, you should be doing that operation first between multiplication and division. Next, you're going to do addition and subtraction. You should also be doing those the way you read them from left to right, in that order. Let's do a few examples. This first one, we have a 3 times 5 plus 1 divided by 9. So following the order of operations, I notice that I have parentheses. I have that grouping symbol. What that means is I want to try to combine all the stuff in that group first. So looking inside those parentheses, I'm going to take the 5 plus 1, 6. I'm going to carefully bring down everything and stay nice and organized. That's probably the common mistake that students make. From there, since I can't simplify this 6 anymore, do you notice that I've taken away those parentheses? Okay. From here, I have multiplication and division. Remember, we need to do it from left to right, whatever you see first. So I notice that I have 3 times 6 first. 3 times 6 is 18. I'm going to bring down everything else, again, very carefully. I now just have one division problem where I'm going to do 18 divided by 9. 18 divided by 9, I get a final answer of 2, making sure that I use the correct order of operations. Look at this next problem. We've got 2 cubed minus 8 divided by 4 times 2 plus 7. I don't notice any parentheses or any sort of grouping brackets, so I'm going to go to the next step of exponents. I do notice here that I have 2 cubed. That means we're going to take 2 and multiply it 3 times. 2 times 2 times 2 to give me 8. I'm going to bring down everything nice and careful in the same order, trying to stay organized so I don't make any mistakes. Once I'm done with exponents, I'm going to do my multiplication and division from whatever I see first. I noticed there was a division before that multiplication, so I'm going to do that first. 8 divided by 4 is 2. I'm going to bring down everything else nice and careful. I still notice that I have multiplication in my problem, so I'm going to finish that now. 2 times 2 is 4. Bringing down everything nice and careful. I now just have addition and subtraction, and I'm going to do that from left to right, whatever I see first. 8 minus 4 is 4. 4 plus 7 now. 11? Hope that helps. All right, let's look at this one. I've got a couple of different things going on. I see some grouping brackets. I'm going to do that first. I see some exponents. I've got multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Let's go ahead and do it in the correct order. The first thing I notice is the brackets, that grouping symbol. So I'm going to do inside those brackets first. I'm going to take the 5 plus the 1. I'm going to make him a 6. You could keep your brackets or your parentheses. What they mean though, when that 2 is right next to them, is just another symbol for multiplication. So you can keep the brackets or the parentheses if you'd like to, or if you'd like to, since there's nothing that can be done with that 6 to combine it or make it look nicer, is we can change this into a multiplication symbol. I'm going to bring down everything else nice and organized. From here, now that I've gotten rid of my parentheses, I have no other grouping symbols, I can't make anything look any nicer inside any groups, I'm going to look for exponents. I notice that I have a 3 squared. I'm going to do that now. 3 squared, 3 times 3 is 9. Bringing down everything to stay nice and organized. That way I don't make any mistakes trying to do too many things at once. From here, I see a whole bunch of different things, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. I've gotten rid of all of my grouping, parentheses. I've gotten rid of all of my exponents. Now I'm going to do multiplication and division, but whatever I see first from left to right. I notice first that I have a 9 divided by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And because I don't want to make any mistakes, I'm going to go nice and slow. The next thing I see is multiplication. I see a multiplication here, so I'm going to do that now. 2 times 6 is 12. And I'm going to bring down everything else. I still see a little bit more multiplication. I'm going to do that one last. Here we go. 4 times 3 is 12. I've got 3 plus 12 minus 8 plus 12. Now I'm down to addition and subtraction, and I'm going to do that from the way I see it, from left to right. I have 3 plus 12, bringing down everything else. I have 15 minus 8. And last I have 7 plus 12. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, and I always add here for leaving the rodeo. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division from left to right, and then addition and subtraction from left to right. Order of operations.